Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Sports Court. I'm Charles Greenberg.
And I'm Nicholas Scalaro, and we'll be going over all the injuries that's been happening in the NFL, game recaps of the NFL and the Champions League in soccer, and we'll get to your plays of the week. Stay tuned and roll that intro. Let's start off with talking about our league news, which we began with the NFL injuries. While this year has been one of the worst years for NFL injuries, it continues to add on. As we begin, let's talk about one of the greatest wide receivers going down with a torn ACL, which is Odell Beckham Jr. In the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengal game, Odell Beckham Jr. was going down the sideline and he tore his right ACL, and he is now out for the rest of the season. Following it with some other injuries. Next, we have Andy Dalton with a concussion protocol, which he got slammed by one of the Washington football players when he was running for a first down. Number 4, we have Kenyon Drake's ankle injury, which he had a high ankle sprain in the Seattle-Arizona matchup with running a ball up the middle, and a defender from Seattle pulled on his ankle, to which it caused a high ankle sprain. Number 5, we have Courtland Sutton's torn ACL.
Now let's move on to recaps of recent NFL and soccer games. The Cardinals versus the Seahawks, Sunday night, a very anticipated matchup in the NFL. The Cardinals came up with the win in this game following Zane Gonzalez's 48-yard field goal with 15 seconds remaining in overtime to secure them the victory. Murray finished the game completing 34 of 38 passes for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns. Even though the Seattle Seahawks didn't come up with the win, Russell Wilson again outperformed, completing 33 of 50 passes for 388 yards and 3 touchdowns, all to locking in and getting 15 catches for 200 yards. Nick, what did you think about that very exciting game, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals?
I thought this matchup was one to watch. I mean, you had 2 division rivals going head-to-head at it, and the Seattle Seahawks and the Cardinals have great competition this year. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks probably have the number 1 offense in the league with DK Metcalf, Russell Wilson, and Tyler Lockett being those key things to the Seattle Seahawks for their success this year. But Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, that team looks really, really good with their defense and what they can do in the red zone. They look like a lethal team, and they look like a competitor this year.
Lastly, let's get to our plays of the week. For number 1, we have Tyler Lockett's one-hand catch.
At number 2, we have J.C. Horn's amazing stop on Auburn's top wide receiver.
For number 3, we have Daniel Jones' 80-yard stumble. Those plays were great, weren't they, Nick? But that's all the time we have for today. I'm Charles Greenberg.
And I'm Nicholas Scalaro. Thank you for watching episode 4 of Sports Court, and make sure you hit that subscribe button on HMG News. Also, go to shoot a follow at our Insta of hawkmediagroup.news to see our daily polls we put up for sports. Thank you guys, and see you guys later.